Welcome back, boys and girls, and make some room because we have Henry 4570 government in the house. I wish I could say this rifle is my new rifle, but this actually belongs to one of my viewers, and he bought this rifle to hunt in Virginia. But he's been so busy with his business, he never got to. And he wanted me to do a review and hopefully hunt deer with it and put it on the YouTube. He owns a great Japanese steak restaurant in Gainesville, Virginia. And they have 4.5-star review for their great food, service, and price. You should check them out. Who knows, it might be your new favorite restaurant. My first impression for that big caliber, this is very compact, light rifle. And I was really surprised with this lever action. This is very smooth and fast. I always thought about getting one of 4570, but I never did for two reasons. First is that if I think of hunting with 4570, this comes to my mind. Not the whitetail. Second is I wasn't too sure about the recoil. Alright, let's get on with the review and hit the range. This is all-weather version. The stock is made of stained hardwood and it doesn't have any checkerings. And this feels like a engineered hardwood floor, but it looks pretty nice. And the barrel is made of round hard chrome plated steel. And the receiver is made of industrial hard chrome satin. And the receiver is drill and tap for the skull mount. Now let's talk about the sights. It has a fully adjustable rear sight and fixed front sight. Honestly, I'm not too crazy about the rear sight. It doesn't look like a quality piece. It feels a little cheap and looks a little cheap. And if you look at it, on the rear side, it's got a white diamond in the bottom. But with my aging eye, that doesn't really help much. And in the front, it's got a brass bead. And it looks like you can handle all weather, that's for sure. And if you look at the small details, their fit and finish are really nice. I don't see anything standing out or not having a perfect fitting. And on this side of the barrel, it says caliber 45-70 government. Now, that's a big dude. And the other side, it says Henry Repeating Arms, made in USA. Overall length is 37.5 inches. Don't ask me why, but the barrel is 18.43 inches. Let's just say it's 18.5 inches. And the weight is 7.08 pounds. Let's just say 7.1 pounds. All right, let's measure it. It's actually 7 pounds and 6.9 ounces. So actually it's almost 7.5 pounds. And the barrel's twist rate is 1:20. So it's really made for heavy and short bullets. And this has tubular magazine, meaning you have to feed the ammunition from the lower tube. Now look at the size of this ammunition. That is humongous. Load this magazine. First you twist the top and pull the bar out. And from here you could feed it through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was it going all the way? Okay, it actually takes 5 rounds. And if you want to add extra round, you could load it into the chamber and put another round in here. So it's 5 plus 1. Now, one thing bad about this kind of magazine is that if you want to unload it, there's only one way you could do it. You gotta twist this top again, pull it out, and then you gotta let it all drop. Okay, that's 5. And it has the swivel studs for the sling. It's got a ventilated recoil pad. It's not very soft, but it's decent. I feel like I'm gonna need something better. Now, if I work the lever action here, this is actually surprisingly smooth. And it's empty. Let's check the trigger. The trigger is surprisingly light and has a very small pre-travel. One thing that I noticed is the hammer seems to be very small and narrow. I wish this was a little bit wider because when you're hunting with the gloves on, it would be easier. And on the Henry's homepage, this rifle is for bear, moose, elk, deer at 100 yards. So this definitely is not for long range. But this is one of the best brush rifles out there. Now this is an older model. The newer model has the side pole where you could load your ammunition from the receiver. And MSRP on this rifle is around $1140, but you could probably find that online stores for about $900. The ammunition that I'll be shooting is Federal Premium and it's 300 grain. And this is huge. It looks like a cannon. And comes out of barrel at 1855 a second. And if you zero in at 100 yards, at 200 it's going to drop 11.9, so it's 12 inches. And at 300 yards it's going to drop 41.6 inches. So this definitely is 100-yard hunting ammunition. The bench is 6 feet apart, so we don't have to wear the mask on the bench. I'm just going to have it over my mouth. Okay, I'm going to shoot without the recoil pad, and let's see how bad the recoil is. It's got a hefty kick, but not too bad. Feels like about 7 mag without a muzzle brake. Okay, I got the recoil pad on. It's got a really nice trigger. Now due to ammo shortage, I'm just going to take 2 shots at 25 yards, right up a target inside. It's touching the bullseye. Second shot right up a target. I really thought 45-70 would have a bigger kick, like a crazy recoil, but it's not. Now, one thing that I noticed on the recoil is that instead of this rifle pushing backwards, it was jumping upwards more. It might be because the barrel is a little short and it's pushing out a heavy bullet. It's actually very similar to my 350 at Winchester. Okay, we got a quick ceasefire, so I gotta hurry. And that's Henry. Next, we're gonna take out the 50 yards. I'm gonna be taking 2 shots at 50 yards, right lower target, first shot. Okay, it's shooting way low. It's probably me because I'm not used to this sight. I'm pretty sure I'm holding the same elevation at 25 yards as at 50 yards, but it dropped way low. So again, it could be me because I'm not used to this rifle at all. This is the first time me shooting it ever. Okay, second shot at 50 yards, right lower target. Again, I'm gonna hold the same elevation. Okay. It's shooting below the target, so the both shot went low, but the group is about 1.5 inches, which is decent. Okay, I'm gonna try 2 more shots at 50 yards, and I'm gonna hold it a little bit higher and see what happens. Okay, that's better. Second shot at 50. It's actually got a decent group. This is 45-70. First 2 shot hit down here, and then there's the second 3 shot group. So it's pretty decent. I just have to get used to the iron sights. Okay, here's the target. That's the 25 yard. That was my first shot, and I know I was shooting low, so I started to aim a little bit higher. So that's my first shot, and then second shot. And I was holding at the same elevation, and that's just about 1.5 inches, which is pretty decent. And at 50 yards with the same elevation, that was my first shot down here, and then second shot. So I retook the 2 shots aiming higher, and that was my first shot, and that's my second shot. And this group was actually very decent. It was just about 1 inch. Shooting about inch group at 50 yards with open sight, with my aging eye, I'm pretty proud of myself. I actually took my Browning BL with me to the range so I could compare both rifles. And I had a whole lot of fun, and the result was amazing and very unexpected, and that's coming next. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have, enjoy your life with what you got, but mostly, don't get scared before you try something out. It's never that bad. See you.